on a future quarterback, or would he be pushing them to use it on a player that can come in and help immediately?
I mean, look, in a perfect world, you're getting more help because it's only a couple of years for Brady. But I've talked to enough people close to him who say he recognizes this for what it is. It's his last bite at the apple. This is his, whether it's Foxborough or somewhere else, he's got a couple of more years left, and then it's obviously over for good. And part of his legacy, he wants to be tied to leaving whichever franchise he goes to in a good place and not having them being left in the lurch and helping develop this quarterback, whoever the young guy may be. And does this TB12 stuff, the training regimens, the avocado ice cream, could that work for somebody else as well? He thinks it can, and he's obviously completely devoted to that mindset. So I don't think you'd have any questions about, is he going to be passive-aggressive or which Tom's mindset going to be. It's going to be about helping this next guy be ready to take over when he leaves. So, yeah, I think he would totally understand the situation. And he's 43 years old. That is what it is. Father Time only goes in one direction.
Right, Chelsea. What about your plan for the Bengals? Now, you've got a piece up right now on CBSSports.com where you break it all down. They've got the top pick. Joe Burrow is right there, but there have been some hints and some rumblings that maybe he does not want to go to Cincinnati. First of all, if you're a Bengals fan, how much should that worry you?
I mean, it should worry you because ownership there, Mike Brown is a throwback guy, and he can be pretty stubborn, and he can be pretty ornery, and he's got a mindset of what, draftable players should be like, and we've got all the control, and they don't. But the reality is it's not as cut and dry as that is. Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning. So, yeah, the scenario is a little different under this collective bargaining agreement, but you can still rattle some chains and make things be known if in fact Burrow isn't comfortable with the Bengals as we get closer to the draft. The reality is that they can approach this a couple different ways and still have a potentially good quarterback for this year and have options open for the long term as well. I mean, they have to trade Andy Dalton. They should have benched him a week before they did it, traded him at the deadline. But regardless, could you get a 2 or a 3 for Dalton? I don't think it's out of the question. Rosen went for a 2 last year. And then can you use that draft collateral along with the first pick you already have in the second round and the first pick you have in the third round to then go throw 3 or 4 picks at a Cam Newton, knowing if Newton plays well, then you can always franchise him and trade him and get another haul, plus the haul you're getting to move out of first overall this year if you do get a caretaker like Newton. And now you're in position to get Lawrence the following year or move up and down the board however you like. And if Cam Newton is healthy, you can tag him and continue with him and keep building assets around him with the haul you get for first overall. I mean, look, when Washington moved up from, 7 to 2 to get RG3 in 2012, it was 3 1s, a 2 and a 3. You should get more than that in this scenario, somebody going to 1 for Burrow. So if I'm the Bengals, I'm being a realist about this, and I'm keeping all my options open. But saying all that, this is also the team that pretended the trade deadline didn't exist. So I'm probably, talking into the abyss here. But if they were a little bit creative and a little bit progressive, they could really flip the league on its ear this offseason.
I think that's really thought-provoking, what you lay out there. You did a really good job of laying the entire thing out. Now, if they did all that, GLC, if they took your advice and they got that boatload of picks and that haul of draft choices, how much confidence would you have that they would actually do the right thing with all of those assets?
Well, I mean, you're not going to hit on all of them. I mean, I think history would show us in a lot of these trades, those picks don't always turn into players, right? I mean, the Browns sat on a ton of picks, didn't do much with it. Go look at the return for the RG3 trade in terms of what the Rams got. It didn't turn out to be what you would have hoped. But I like, volume can't hurt, right? If we're throwing darts, the more darts you can throw, the better chance you have that some land somewhere near that bullseye. And that could be a team that's not, I think offensively, they have the potential to be kind of interesting sooner rather than later. And if you could pump all those draft picks into the defense, who knows? knows, man? It doesn't have to take forever. But again, we're probably wasting our breath.
All right, so Jason, before you go really quickly, for all the attention being paid to Tom Brady in the past, the Saints have got a quarterback situation of their own, starting with the fact that Drew Brees is reportedly considering retirement. What is your sense as to where his head is on that, and what kind of a timeline is he using to announce his decision?
I mean, he's absolutely. I mean, he's not pulling any punches. He's made it clear publicly and privately that he needs to sit on this in a way he never has before. And he's said, I want to take a month to make this decision. I've never heard Drew Brees speak like that before. Drew Brees had always been basically mimicking Tom Brady's talking points, which are, my mind feels great, my body feels great, I think I can play till I'm 45. That's not where Drew Brees is right now. And the fact that he's gone down this road already in so much as being willing to at least say, I'm going to need a good period of time here to make a decision, that tells me that there's probably a pretty good chance that he's done. You know, and where does that leave the Saints? You've got Teddy Bridgewater, who you can try to retain. I don't think they can keep him and Taysom Hill. And I know it's all paid